Hi, welcome to Body Wise. I'm going to be taking you through today a chair Pilates routine. I've got some clients that have been saying that they really are finding it difficult to get up and down off the floor right now. Some people that I used to go and visit and do Pilates within their houses that really are a little bit more restricted. So for those of you who can't get up and down off the floor but still want to keep moving, keep wanting working the muscles, mobilizing and not just being sat still all the time, I'm just going to go through some very simple exercises that you can do sat in a chair. It is better on a proper chair rather than a sofa. It will just help with your posture. So for those of you who are more able and can get up and down off the floor, if you have any friends or family that can't, please share this video with them and get them moving, all right, especially in the current situation. So if you sit on your chair, you can lean back into the chair, but make sure it doesn't make you slouch. I'd rather you actually sit slightly forwards from the back of the chair if it has a back to it, so that you can really think about your posture. If it has arms, they could get in the way a little bit, so this kind of chair without the arms is better, but if you're not very stable, it's better to use one with arms. Whenever I rest my hands on my legs, you can always rest them on the arms of the chair, that's fine. Alright, so we're going to start first of all just with exactly that, the posture. So I want you to be aware of the sit bones, the bones you're sitting on, you're sat right on top of them. And then think about where your hip bones are, that your knees are in a straight line with those. The knees shouldn't be together or splaying open, just nicely parallel. And then your heels underneath your knees. Okay. Think about the position of your pelvis. Are you sticking your bottom and your tummy out, or are you slouching a little bit? Try and sit up straight as you can and pull the shoulders back and down with your chin parallel to the floor. All right. All of this is just do whatever you can do. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now focus on your breathing, where it's going. I want you to try to send the breath in nice and deep and round the back and the sides of your rib cage. Make sure that you're not shallow breathing, just to the top of your chest. So it's in through your nose, and when you breathe out through your mouth as if you're blowing out a candle or blowing through a straw, just slightly pursed lips. So in through your nose, back and sides, feel that ribcage flare like fire bellows, and then exhale to close. So concentrate on that breathing throughout all of the exercises. Constantly remind yourself in through my nose, out through my mouth, and where your breath is going. Staying with the breathing, when you exhale, so every breath out, I'd like you to engage your pelvic floor muscles. So that's pulling up internally. You're in the middle of having a wee, and you were to stop mid-flow. Those are the muscles that you would contract. All right, so you're going to, on every breath out, just zip up internally, pull up the pelvic floor muscles. You should also feel this area here, the lower abdominals, just slightly flattening and engaging as well. And when you breathe in, relax those muscles. So you're just going to do two more with breathing and pelvic floor. Your last one. Good. And then you're going to rest the arms down beside you. I'm going to roll the shoulders. On the breath in, they're going to come up towards your ears. And as you breathe out through your mouth, blowing out that candle, roll the shoulders back so you open your chest. Breathing in to roll them up, and exhale to roll them back. Now with all of the movements we're going to do today, if anything causes you pain or discomfort, you have any impingements at the shoulders or anything like that, or back issues, and something doesn't feel comfortable, it's your body's way of saying, don't do it. Just miss that exercise out, or try and do it with less range of motion. Two more. Breathing in and out, and keep that nice back and down posture with the breastbone lifted and the chest open, and place one hand on top of the other. As you breathe out, you're going to turn and then breathe in to come back center. I'm trying to keep my hips and knees still and only turn from my waist. Breathing out as I turn and breathing in as I return back to the center. So exhale and in. Breathing out. Relax this area. Think about putting as much distance between your shoulders and your ears as possible. One more each side. Last time. center and arms back beside you. Again, listening to your body with regards to range of motion. So you breathe in, you're going to bring one arm across at an angle and exhale, circle it out and back down. And then change to the other side, breathing in and out. Now remember, we were doing pelvic floor engagement earlier on the breath out. Try and combine that if you can. Breathe in, lift the arm, exhale, pull up the pelvic floor. Inhale up and across and exhale through your mouth, pelvic floor again. Just one more on each arm. Your last one. Good. So you can either rest your hands on your legs or on the arms of the chair if your chair has arms. And we're going to go to the leg movement now. As I breathe in, I'm going to just slide one leg forward, keeping the toes on the floor. And as I breathe out, I'm going to draw a little circle. I'm going to change legs. So breathe in, slide it forwards, exhale, draw a circle. So what I'd like you to do with this is make sure you're not changing the position of the posture of your upper body. Try and stay seated up nice and tall with that breastbone lifted. Breathe in and out, circle. How big your circles are doesn't really matter, whatever's comfortable with your hips and your lower back with this exercise. One more on each leg, inhale and exhale, and your last one. And then just make sure that you have your feet now a little bit closer in. All right, that'll put more weight onto your feet and allow the calf muscles to work a little harder. We're going to mobilize the ankles by lifting and lowering the heels. Now what this is also doing is working the calf muscles, and this will help with venous return, with your circulation. So if you're sat quite a bit, and you know that they will get you to do this on long haul flights, to do your heel raises, because the blood vessels that pass between the calf muscles get squeezed and it helps with the return of the blood flow. And inhale down. You're still remembering your pelvic floor, engage and release. 3 more. Last one. Excellent, good. And then place the feet slightly further forward again so you feel nice and stable on your chair. Place one hand on your shoulder, or as close to the shoulder as is comfortable for you. And you're going to do the Yellow Pages finger walk. Up as far as you can behind the shoulder. Now, what I don't want you to do is cheat and bring the shoulder forwards to get the fingers to it. Keep your shoulders back and down. We're going to walk all the fingers as far as you can go and then back again. Let's do 2 more on this arm. Walk, walk, walk. And back just as far as is comfortable for you. And walk and place. So mobilizing the hand, the fingers, walking, walking, walking without bringing the shoulder forwards and back. Open the chest, walk and back. Using as many of those 4 fingers as you can. Just relaxing the thumb. 1 more. And back. Good. And arms beside you. Take your feet a little bit wider for the next one, please, so that you're much more stable on your chair. And it is now important, if you are sat with your back against the chair, that you do come forwards a little bit. Rest the arms down beside you. And as you breathe out, you're just going to do a small bend to one side and inhale to come up. Pelvic floor and belt muscle, engage. And again. Now please, if your balance isn't very good and you don't have arms to your chair, if you have arms, the hands can go over the sides of it, that's fine. Be careful how far you go. I don't want any messages saying, I fell off my chair on the side bends, right? So be careful how far you go, and the wider you have your feet, the more stable you're going to be. Exhale. So be sensible about how far you reach. Make sure it feels comfortable. 1 more each side. Last one. Good job. And then bring the legs back to parallel. Okay, we're going to mobilize the spine and wake up the abdominal muscles a little bit. So we're going to open the chest and look up very slightly. Try and turn your thumbs backwards a little bit. That will help open up through this area here. That's on your breath in. Now on your breath out, You're going to lift your toes, so we work the muscles at the front of the lower legs, and just touch below your knees. When you breathe in, put the toes back down, come back up, open that chest, look up a little bit and try and turn those thumbs back if you can. Exhale, lift the toes, engage the abdominals, touch just below the knees. Inhale, open. Exhale, engage the abdominals, engage the pelvic floor. Make sure you don't lean too far forwards. Inhale, exhale, belly button to spine. Inhale, open. Let's do one more. Exhale. We'll inhale to open again. And then bring your arms forwards with the palms facing each other. Heels underneath your knees in a nice, good posture. As I breathe in, I'm going to keep my back still. And I'm just going to imagine there's something in front of me that I'm trying to reach with my fingertips. I can only reach by moving my arms forwards. And then exhale, pull the shoulders back. So I'll turn sideways so you can see what's happening at the shoulder girdle a little bit more. As I breathe in, you can see I'm reaching out of my shoulder and then exhale to pull back down. Now this should be subtle. I'm doing it quite, not extreme, but in a bigger range of motion than you need to do it so you can see what's happening, all right? But it doesn't need to be that big a range. Inhale forwards, exhale, back and down. Let's see if we're still remembering the pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale. Just one more so you don't have those arms up too long. And exhale and release. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to take the feet forwards again and a little bit wider apart. Now, I'm calling it toe touches, but I do not expect you to touch your toes. You're kind of aiming in the direction of the opposite toe. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to breathe out and reach down towards one foot and breathe in and come back up again. So it's a slight turn and a lean forwards. Go slowly on your first one and please engage your abdominals because that is going to help support your lower back. If you suffer with your lower back and you feel as you rotate and flex, it doesn't feel comfortable, instead don't rotate, just go forwards and up, all right? Because sometimes flexion in the rotated position can irritate problems in the lower back. So I don't know who's watching and what issues you may have. So please listen to your body and be sensible and only do what you feel is suiting you. Let's do one more each side. If you are able to get down to those toes, wonderful. And release. Okay, bring the legs back to parallel. Think about your posture again. Now, if you have arms on your chairs, rest the arms on for now. That's absolutely fine. If you don't, hands, you've got a nice wide chair on the chair beside you, beside your legs. If not, just hands on the legs. What I want you to do is think about engaging your abdominals, and you're going to slide one leg up straight and then breathe in, pop it back down, and then change to the other leg. Actually, we'll do all one leg first. Let's bring in an arm movement so we get some coordination going on today. Let's try that. So as I lift one leg, the opposite arm is going to come up to shoulder height. Okay, and I want you to stay with the same leg and the same arm. Now keep going with that same leg, but change arms. And what that will do is it will change how you work through your core to stabilize, because you're working all on one side. You're not counterbalancing. So different core muscles are going to work now. One more. Okay, so we're going to change to the other leg, but this time with the other leg, hands down beside you, you're going to do opposite arm first, out to the side. Okay, so we start with the opposite arm first. It's always easier, it counterbalances. It's just a little bit easier for the postural muscles. Keep your posture, your spine tall. Exhale up, inhale down, pelvic floor. Let's do one more with this arm. Then I'm going to keep going with that same leg, but we're going to change to the same arm. Then you might just feel all this area having to work a little bit harder. Good. Okay, you're nearly there. Just the last few exercises to do. We're going to work the muscles of the waist. You can, ideally I'd like your hands here. If this feels very uncomfortable on the neck and the shoulders, you can just pop them across on your chest like this with the elbows wide. You can't lean back against the chair now. You need to sit up if possible. If you really have to, you have the back of the chair there, it's fine, but try to sit upright if you can. All right, I'm going to place my hands here though. As I breathe out, I'm going to lift one knee and I'm going to turn my body towards that knee as if I'm trying to get the elbow towards the knee. And then sit up nice and tall. Now, I'm going to lift, turn, and I'm going to flex my spine forwards. I'm going to roll forwards a little bit as well. So it's a combination of flexing my spine and turning whilst I lift the knee. If this feels too much, rest your hands on the arm of the chair or just beside you and just do knee raises. That's just as good, all right? Otherwise, if you can here, last one, and release. All right, let's wake up that mind-body control, a little bit of coordination. Last 3 exercises. I'm going to start with my arms crossed on my chest. When I take one leg out to the side, that arm's going to open, and then the other one, and then I'll place and place. Okay, so we're going to go open, open, place, place, open, open, place, place. So the arm is going to do exactly the same as the leg. Keep your posture nice and tall. If this feels too difficult, don't do the arms, rest them on the arms of the chair and just do your legs. We're going to do one more with this leg leading. Now we're going to swap and start with the other side. Last 4 and 3, 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Good. All right, so the next one is to work the bottom, and it's a really good exercise for helping when we get to the point where we find it difficult to get up out of a chair. We need to think about how we do that and what muscles we're using, that we don't use momentum, we keep the muscles that are involved in going from sitting to standing nice and strong. So the technique, make sure your feet aren't too far forwards. It's impossible to come to standing from there. They need to come underneath the chair a little bit more. So I have my knees over my toes, not over my heels, all right? You can place the arms on the arms of the chair, that's fine. Otherwise, you can have your hands here like this or on the legs. All I want you to do is a preparation to standing up. You're not actually going to stand up. So to prepare to stand up, I would engage my buttocks and start to put weight into my feet and take weight out of my bottom and bring my body very slightly forward. And I'm going to feel all my thighs engage and my buttocks engage, and then I'm going to relax. So it's just squeeze the bottom, push the weight into the feet, bring the body weight forward as if you're going to stand up, and then change your mind. Okay, so I'll turn sideways just so that you can see. Feet closer in, hands here or arms on the chair. And I'm going to breathe out, squeeze my bottom, push into my feet as if I'm going to stand up, and change my mind. Simple as that. Exhale, squeeze, prepare to stand, and change my mind. All right, so those are the muscles we're working. 2 more. Squeeze, prepare, and release. Last one, squeeze, and release. The last one is quite a bit stronger. So I really recommend for this that you have your back closer to the back of the chair, and if you really feel it very strongly in your core, place your back against the chair. That's absolutely fine. The other thing you can do is have the hands on the arms or underneath. This is going to help you if you're a little bit weak in your core or you suffer with your back, because heels under knees, you're not going to do one leg at a time, we're going to lift both. Now, I suggest you don't straight away lift both legs, and you start holding onto the chair and the back against the sides. Slide the legs forwards, feeling the thigh muscles start to move, and see how it feels when you take the weight out of the feet. And then breathe in, slide them back in. If you feel that you're engaging your abs, abdominals sufficiently, and there's no pulling on the back, see if you can get the legs up a little bit higher. So I'm leaning against the back of my chair, but not relying on the back of the chair. Okay. So there's various levels. So with support with the arms, the back supported, or you can try and relax the arms and not hold on to the chair and do it. But you've got to breathe out when you lift, inhale when you lower, and really tighten up through these abdominals. Just one more. And release. Great, good job, well done. So I hope that's helped give you some ideas or exercises that you can do. Even if you don't do this whole routine, if you're sat watching TV and you think, oh, I really should be moving a little bit, I'm going to go sit in a proper chair and I'm going to remember some of those exercises that Sally taught me, and I'm going to move a little bit. If you can do this whole routine a few times a week, fantastic, that'd be really, really good. So like I said, if you've benefited from this video, please send it to your friends and your family and let them enjoy the benefits of it as well. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.